Actually, there was a part of the GLOBE project because the Global Leadership and Organizational Behavior Effectiveness called GLOBE. It started in '93, and then I was the coordinator for the local CI, chief investigator for the GLOBE for China part. And then they identified a list of behaviors and traits that were globally endorsed, meaning that every society that participated in the project all scored beyond 6. The seven was the highest, but that set of behaviors and traits scored high everywhere. So they labeled that as value-based leadership. However, the instrument, the leadership project, the GLOBE project, did not measure values. So I wanted to follow up and what are the real values, and then whether those who score high on those have what type of values. So that's what triggered me. But then it's been a long time, and since '98, I've been working on that. It started with the feedback, from the participants, because when we gave them Schwartz value instrument, they would say that, these things we don't care, like typically religious belief. At the time, 2000, most people were not religious, and they didn't think that was part of the importance of their life, so they didn't really care. But then there were things that they felt that were important about kids, about family members' health, and things that they feel very close to their heart were not captured. So that's how we started. We thought, it might be necessary to look into what are the Chinese people's values. And then later we also found theoretical support for the need because Parsons in 1937 in that social action theory actually clearly identified the core part, the role that values played when people making choices. And then he also argued that values are a product of culture. So meaning that you have to have the specific values for people in a specific culture. Those who are interested in knowing how we did it, I would advise them to look at the article. We actually explain in very systematically how we actually study the values, and then were able to replicate to make sure that the ones that we captured were accurate description of the values of the leaders. It's not just what they say. We use the card sorting method to force people to put cards that are most important, reflecting their most important values and their least. So if you gave them a questionnaire, the chances are they will probably tick important to all of them, so you won't be able to tell what are the most important values for them. So we use the cards, but then we also use multiple methods. We interview them, asking them to tell their stories. And then we also verified that with the followers side of the picture. We will actually ask the followers to pick a few items or few adjectives that they believe would best describe the leaders that they work with, and then they will pick a few, and then we'll ask them to give us examples or stories for the reason why they picked that, and people were actually able to tell. So we were pretty convinced that values are basically observable. In Asia, I think people look up to the leader. So it's very important for a top management team to have a very so-called strong leader. By strong, we would identify them as having clear values and having a very clear purpose. And the purpose is noble, not for themselves or for people around them, but for the society. I think it's more and more widely acknowledged that companies should work not for the company employees only, but also for the whole society, for the community. So that leader should have a purpose that transcends their own interest, their small group of interest, but to the society. So if the leader has a very clear set of values that are noble, that are inspirational, that are easily acceptable by the followers, and that would actually make it more likely for the team to work together.
Thank you very much.